Hi everybody, welcome to Sandy Treasures. Today I am doing another mermaid for my Trashy Mermaid collection. Yes, I am. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. So today I have a panel that is 2 feet by 2 feet, and I'm freehanding a model here. And yes, I am using a model that I'm not going to show because of copyright reasons. This really could be any model because anyway, it's not turning out identical to the model that I have. And that is the whole thing for me. If I try to go for the exact, it better be a picture that I took, not one that I got from the internet or Pinterest or whatever. So, and by the way, let me know what you think about having the mirror over there. I didn't plan it that way, but I put the porthole mirror in a spot where I can see who's coming behind me. And I didn't realize that it was showing my face on the video. And I left it alone. I left it at that because I figured it makes it probably a little bit more interesting. So you can let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? So why am I doing another Trashy Mermaid for this collection? I am running with this Trashy Mermaid collection because I think that it's a fun way for me to express how I feel about things and also do something beautiful, which is the face of a woman can be very beautiful. And I feel like it's easy for me to paint the face of a woman. And I like embellishing her with aspects that will remind us that we have to take care of our ocean, that we have to take care of our landfills, that we have to use less single-use plastics. Like when you go to a restaurant, do you always have to take out food? Can you just eat what you're going to eat and not take out food every single time? Because that single-use plastics is the biggest pollutant that we have in our oceans and our landfills. And I've been pointing this out to some of my friends that have a habit of ordering food and just eating half of it and taking the other half in a container to go. And this container to go could be styrofoam or plastic, and these plastics take forever. They take a whole century to decompose. Another thing that I am doing now is asking restaurants if they could choose more greenware, like their containers to go. Could they choose something that is biodegradable instead of having this 100% plastic, single-use containers to go, straws, cups, and all that stuff? Could they do a little better? Because it is that big of an issue that it's worth mentioning. And I am just so surprised that people are not taking this a little bit more to heart. All you have to do is watch one of these videos by For Ocean and the Ocean Cleanup. And you would be absolutely astonished with the amount of trash that they are collecting, plastics that they're collecting from the ocean. Another thing I like to mention is that I found out that Florida has a ban against banning any use of single-use plastics. So that's a ban on a ban. I thought that was very interesting, and that was all by lobbyists. No input from people. It's just strictly special interest lobbyists that got this ban on banning plastics. And I want to mention also that if I put any links on my description for materials that I've been using for achieving this paint job, or let's say biodegradable plastics or anything that is environmentally friendly, because that's the two things that are going to be my go for, like either what am I using for painting or what is biodegradable or what is easier on the planet in general. So all of those links, now it's looking like it's only Amazon, but I'm looking into where hopefully these links will help me because they are associate marketings from Amazon, and hopefully these will help me, just by you ordering from here will help me support this endeavor that I have, which is painting a pretty picture, but also putting the environmental awareness aspect out there for you guys and for you to share, because this is everybody's problem. So back on to about this picture. So I am painting this with oils, and in order for me to spread the oil paint around, I have to oil up my canvas, which is the wood, and I'm using linseed oil for this. And then I go ahead and put a layer of my oil paint into it and I move it around the way I want it to be. And here I'm working on sea anemones, which are predatory marine invertebrates that are closely related to corals and jellyfish. They're very soft, and to me, they look amazing as almost like a fur, and what I'm envisioning is putting some clownfish, like a dead clownfish bone around this. So I would say the anemone is living off of waste, so therefore it's thriving, and the clownfish around it are dead due to all the pollution in the ocean. And I will get to do the dead fish in a moment, but first I'm going to work on the hair. I like to make that hair look very like a cloud, like a dream. I have to, just apply my whites, and I mix it up a little bit with the background color, which is that teal. And I want to preserve the translucency. I notice that I also have to add a little bit more to the forehead because my actual model image, my reference image, her hair was totally different. It was like parted in the middle, and it was kind of like a little overlapping the forehead here and there. So here I have to get a little creative and just add to the forehead. And perhaps at this moment I'm looking at her and I'm saying, I probably added too much forehead, so I need to like tame that down, and I can correct anything. So I'm not freaking out about it. Like, this is the cool thing about paints, that you can just paint right over. And if there's an area of my painting that is not as translucent, it doesn't matter. It's not going to bother me. This is a fun exercise in a way. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be advancing in my ways of doing things as I go with this theme, because lately I've been just totally enamored with painting on wood and just getting the texture of the wood to come right through. So I got the base of my hair, and I'm just leaving it like that for a moment because I kind of like to see how this is going to look like and what I have to, my fish is going to look like before I have a complete finished hair. Like I may want to throw some hairlines behind the fish. And everything is kind of wet, so I have to be careful about how I tackle that. So sometimes I think about, how I'm going to finish something because my model is not exact, my reference material, and I have to figure things out. So I'll go ahead and jump onto something, which I'm not crazy about jumping here and jumping there. I do like to finish one aspect, but if I'm making it up, I have to think about it a little bit. So here I take an opportunity to embellish the face a little bit and do those eyes a little bit before I finish other aspects of the hair. Everything basically is kind of like a base right now, and I really am liking the way it's looking, but I am noticing that that forehead is looking very wide, very big, and I'm going to tame that one down in a little while. But for now, I like the way it's looking. And I put my hand on the background and I lifted some of the paint, and I kind of like the texture that it gave. So I went ahead and gave some more texture all over the place, and I'm liking the way it's looking. So I'm leaving it like that. And I also want to line my anemones. Every time I say that word, I have to like think about it a little bit. It sounds like enemies, but it's anemones. And I line them because I want that translucent look that they have. Oh my God, I love the way it's looking. I really do. And I will be embellishing with more aspects of environmental awareness, such as plastics, making part 2 of this video a must watch. And I hope that you're liking this video and subscribing and hitting the notifications. And please share with your friends. Help me advance on YouTube world. I am not monetizing right now, but I am looking forward to monetizing. I think that I have a good message here for everybody. And at the same time, I'm showing tips and tricks of how to paint. And hopefully you guys are liking the story behind this paint job. So please follow me and watch the next Trashy Mermaid. Part 2 of this one is going to be a fun, how I actually finish embellishing her with plastics and trash in the ocean. So until next time, thank you for watching. Bye.